Are you?
Hey, once again, we're live at Tribeca 23 with the man himself, Bob De Niro. How are you, sir?
I'm good, thanks.
Excellent. And once again, congratulations. And we have the 30th anniversary of Bronx Tale coming up.
Yeah.
Chaz is a dear friend. What was the magic that you saw in Chaz that everybody else passed on, and you made Bronx Tale happen?
Well, I liked the story, and I was looking to do a movie, and I didn't know, I hadn't found anything, and I said, I like this story. I said, let me do this one if Chaz wants to do it. So that's how it started.
Great. Thank you so much, and congratulations on Baby Gia.
Thank you so much. Happy journeys to you. God bless you. Nice to see you. Hello, I'm Donna Drake.
And I'm Harlan Friedman.
And Harlan, where are we?
We are at Tribeca Festival in New York City.
2023, and we're on the red carpet.
The best night of the year.
Please join us. We've got all the action coming up for you right
Now.
Bigger scale, it's really about finding a voice in a world that tells you not to have one.
But it's so exciting to be part of a festival that celebrates art as activism with this film.
What made you decide to go into this line of work?
Whoa. I love imagination too. I love story. It's fun. It's a worthwhile endeavor to give people story that can make life better.
So much about what we've done at Tribeca, of how our festival started, is about artists and activism, and it's what we did after 9/11 to say, hey, we're still here, and the stories that artists tell become even more important in this crazy world that we're in.
So you were there, you were actually present, and it was kind of your concept or your idea, if I'm correct, to connect you two with this movement. What gave you the tenacity, I guess I should say, to make that magical moment happen? What fueled your passion for that?
What fueled my passion was the Bosnians, that some of them that were here tonight, and many more that are back in the city, is I had been there for a while, and that's not a place that's comfortable to be, and I was delivering food, and after a while delivering food feels like it's not enough, because you start to, I met a lot of artistic people, these underground discos, underground clubs, and you walked into them, it was like walking into another world of fun and dance, and it didn't correlate with what was above the ground. So I thought what needed to happen is those people needed to get heard by us, because they would totally change. That would totally change. That would totally change how the world perceives the people in the war. Because the news sometimes dehumanizes us. Not on purpose, but it's a clip, it's too short, you don't know their name, things like that. So the idea is the satellites were to let them just speak and just let them just talk. So that was what I wanted to do, get them heard.
I've always had a real special kind of relationship with Tribeca, with Jane Rosenthal, co-founder, and Nancy Lefkowitz. And so, I just feel like a certain kinship. And like I said, I was here for 9/11, I was here right after 9/11. And for the festival, and I don't know, I've been to several of them. I have several films here. It's just like one of those places that feels like comfortable for me, and I'm not a super comfortable person, so.
And it's such an honor to be called on to, look at the works of your peers. And I feel very excited to be a jury member for the Tribeca Film Festival.
There's so many first-time filmmakers that I'm excited about, and I think that's such a cool part of Tribeca.
Are you excited about being here this evening?
Oh my God, yeah. No, this is one of the coolest things I've ever gotten to go to. This is wild.
Exciting. You have been an icon in so many films. What brought you out to Tribeca to celebrate all of this tonight?
Well, Robert De Niro and Jane Rosenthal invited me to be a judge of new directors of documentaries. I do all the Ken Burns, or most of them. So it was an honor, and when they invite you, I come. And I've seen extraordinary films, and I want to publicize them and honor the people who dedicate their lives to making these stories that are never going to make them rich and famous. They mean it. They dedicate everything they've got, and the least that I can do is do what I can to help them.
It's special. This festival was born out of 9/11, and our film talks about a trauma like New York experienced and how people used art and music as a form of rebellion and survival. So there's a lot of synergy. It's very exciting for us. Very meaningful.
Having all the people in the film here, not all of them, but almost. It's very exciting when we all get together. Also, I think this festival, I just listened to Mr. De Niro talk about his work in social activism, and this film really speaks to the possibility that everybody can make a change if they just go for it. And I think that's very cool to kind of share that with the world.
Yeah, it's an honor. It's my first time here at Tribeca, and so to be here as a juror is an honor, and I'm a juror for documentaries and short films, and especially after the back of doing a documentary myself this year called Handle with Care, which was about my journey through adoption and foster care in the UK. But I realized that's a universal story.
I love that we're starting to see in television, Patina Miller, Mary J. You were starting to see more women in power, and I love that you're bringing that to the big screen.
Thank you. I appreciate it. This was very difficult to get done, but we did it. We did it.
I'm incredibly excited about the movie that we're showing and the theme of the festival, which is very much activism of artists and celebrating artists who make a contribution to make the world a better place. And we're seeing a film tonight that's about that, so it's a great kickoff to our evening.
I've never been to this festival. I live on the West Coast, but I've been in the film business for 40 years, and it's fun to be a judge instead of being judged.
We underestimate how powerful documentary films are, you know what I mean? And how difficult they are to make. So I'm really excited to see my first ever Tribeca film and for it to be a documentary, but also to have been part of an evening where we celebrated one of my heroes, Robert De Niro, where he got the keys to the city, and you've got him being presented his award by Scorsese. And as a black Brit from the UK, it's a magical moment for me. And I've always been inspired by American talent, but especially talent out of New York. And so I feel like I'm living my dream right now, and I can't wait for my film to be here one day here in Tribeca.
Well, you did a whole series.
Yeah, Light and Magic with Lawrence Kasdan for Disney+. And that was equally inspirational about art as, I don't know, inspiration for young people and old people. It was just, yeah, it was about the founding of Industrial Light and Magic and George Lucas's journey with that company.
Now, anytime you've ever seen yourself on screen and any of the horror movies, have you ever scared yourself? And if so, what role was it?
Well, I go out of my way not to be on screen. I do everything I can to be as far away from the camera as possible. So even this is giving me anxiety.
Is it really giving you anxiety?
Oh, yeah.
I want to see this new film, the opening night film, of course. Then I'm also excited to see because I'm on the documentary feature film. So I'm excited to see all the films as much as I can see, because I know it's not an easy process for filmmakers to go out there and create this, their work. So I'm excited to see all of them.
I watched, I think, 12 documentaries in about a week, so I'm really excited just seeing all the submissions. I've already watched maybe 1, 2 or so online, but I watched a lot of them this week.
If you can, especially with this film in particular and with the people of Sarajevo in particular, one thing that Bono says in the film is that humor is the evidence of freedom. If you can find joy and light and a way to express yourself through the darkest of times, then you cannot be defeated.
Is there a story in particular over the years that has touched your heart? Like a documentary that you said, whoa, I can't believe that.
Well, I saw one recently called BS School about a hustler, a sociopath, really, who took a bunch of really, really poor black kids and promised them scholarships and football scholarships and getting into school. And he hustled and he stole and he never paid people back. And he got them on ESPN to play the toughest team, high school team in the United States. And they got so beaten, it created a scandal. And then the story came out. And when you see these kids, how this was their shot, and this guy robbed them. This was a black man robbing black people who had nothing. It just breaks your heart. It's a brilliant film.
We were on the jury about 5 years ago and loved it, and have been sort of hounding them, and we like being a part of it.
It's called Fresh Kills. I wrote it, directed it. It's been in my mind for probably 20 years. It's taken a long time. And it's the first time we're seeing the female's point of view of a mafia genre film, which we've never seen, and I never understood why. Like, why don't we see what they're doing and how they feel and giving a voice to them? But really underneath the film, what it's really about, it's about finding a voice in a world that tells you not to have one. So I'm really proud of it.
I think one of the biggest surprises for all of us, especially that grew up in the 80s and 90s, when we heard they're bringing back Bel Air, we were like, we all put the eye up like this. We all put the eye up. I gotta tell you, brother, first of all, Jeffrey is the most amazing character of all time. You guys took a classic, did something that many can't. You totally gave it a new look, a new style, a new feel, a new drip. Like, man, bravo.
First of all, thank you. I really appreciate it. I think it's a show that many people would have been scared of taking on or doing, but Morgan Cooper had a clear vision. He's a young filmmaker from Kansas City. He rebooted it, and Will was like, no one's ever shared this story in this way. We've got to do it. And I think anyone that's watching right now, if you have a vision, you have an idea, don't think about it, just do it. Because this guy did it in Kansas City, and he's not only changed my life and all my cast life, he's changed your life. Do you know what I mean? The whole world is benefiting from a show that's made from the DNA of the original, that's not a failure, it's a success, and it's elevating, it's black excellence.
And it's so amazing talking to such a great gentleman like yourself and such a fine young woman like Patina Miller, who's on the Power series, to see what bastards you guys are on that shows. Well, I think we got to go into the movie now. They're calling us in.
Thank you so much.
It was a
But we
pleasure.
can
It's
dance.
an honor.
We
Thank
can
you so
dance.
much.
We can dance off the carpet. Come on.
All right,
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's dance.